There are 9 new courses in GSPro this week, but Masta and Mashi decide to split on the MPAL. And stay tuned to the end for some funny Facebook posts. This week on Between Two Biomes. All this in 1 year. All right, here we go, our episode 21 with Mashi and Masta. And so far, whoops, you're the only one on video.
Just me.
It's just you.
It's just
There
me.
we are. Yay!
Y'all got me today. You are. Hey.
The
How are you,
show
my friend?
where, yeah, great. It is Friday afternoon. So we are, well, it's what, 1:30 p.m. for you. We're taking a little break from work to record the show because we've got real life stuff going on. Although I
Yes.
don't think this is going to go out till Sunday because I won't have time to edit for the rest of the night. So
Oh, how dare you tease them, and
Yeah.
then they realize it's been in the can for
and I'm
days.
golfing first thing tomorrow morning, like 7 a.m.
Ooh.
I got a tee time.
Ooh, that's like Lenny play or Steve, cue us some golfing music. Where
Yeah.
are you playing tomorrow?
So kind of like a blue collar course. It's actually a scramble fundraiser for the Lower Dolphin, the high school wrestling team. I have a buddy of mine whose son wrestles, so he said, "You want to do this?" I'm like, "Sure." So it's going to be a scramble, and I don't think we have a single chance of winning because none of us are great.
Will you
golfers.
have to wrestle him on the course?
We might. They're going to have a keg tapped at 7 a.m.
Oh my goodness! So
Yes.
you're starting tonight.
Oh, well, yes. And then as soon as we get done with this recording, I'm headed to a birthday party with my neighbors. So a surprise birthday party for one of my neighbors, and we all are a bunch of party drinker people.
Right.
We're going to Stumpy's Hatchet House. I don't know if you do they have those in Colorado.
Are you literally going to throw hatchet? We have places where you throw hatchets.
Yeah.
I don't think it's called Stumpy's.
Yeah.
But yes, we have hatchet throwing in Colorado, believe it or not.
So we're going to pregame at their house, then head over to Stumpy's. And then good thing is that the guys I'm golfing with are going there. So we're all be able to be like, look, it's getting late. We got to get up early tomorrow. I don't have to like make an excuse to leave, right?
So it's actually really good we're doing this now because after you come back, like missing half the hair on the side of your head because the hatchet went boom right by on the way too. nothing like pre starting out and going to a hatchet throwing bar after you've been drinking.
Yeah.
There's nothing but good that can come out of that, right?
Yeah. Speaking of drinking, all right.
Oh.
Right. Well, I mean, do we move the drinks, or do you got something personal to share that we for your week? What should we?
I have nothing personal to share. I literally, my week is either I am working or I am an Uber driver for my children around the neighborhood and the town.
Yeah.
That's my week.
I hear you. So that leads us to what's behind the bar, right? So it's the Friday afternoon version of what's behind the bar. So I'm curious. I have no idea what you're drinking. So right after pre-show, you went out and you said, "All right, I'm going to grab a drink." So I'm really curious what you came back with because you have an idea of what I'm drinking. But what did you grab?
Well, considering it is 1:30 in the afternoon here, and while yes, it is Friday, I do still have some stuff for work.
And I'm on my second beer because it's 3:30.
3:30 your time, exactly. That's the disadvantage of recording with the East Coast side of the world. Is I'm kind of double fisting. I've got my good old bottle of water here, so
I got one of those too. Oh, mine disappeared. Where'd it go? All right.
Fresh Colorado, right out of the mountain stream, like Coors the water Coors uses in their brewery. And then I reached back into the Blade and Bow. I don't have a new bottle today, but I went back and got my Blade and Bow. We reviewed it a few episodes ago, maybe 4 or 5 episodes ago. And it was really, really good back then, and it's just as good now. So I do have myself just one. I'm going to limit myself to one because I have some stuff to do.
You got real life going on. Yeah. So the funny thing, I told I think on a previous show that there's a state store because in Pennsylvania we are state liquor opening like half a mile from our house. It's
open.
No, it's opening on the 30th. And I said to our neighbors, who are a bunch of partiers, one of my neighbors works for the state, works for the governor's office. She's
Okay.
going to be the state representative during the opening ceremonies that day.
That's
So we're
awesome.
all going over and going to bombard this thing. So I'll have to take a couple pictures of us like ransacking the place.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see like when you're done, like I want like the shelves are down on the side like that. There's broken bottles and liquor everywhere.
But I'm not drinking a bourbon this afternoon. Although it might
You're going beer.
it might as well be bourbon though, because it is a hazy double India Pale Ale by Cook Forest State Park Beer Company, brewing company of New Trail Brewing Company in Williamsport. So I've had a couple of these before, but
Are they
this is
local to you?
it's north of here. It's Williamsport. I grew up in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So it's up there. I've never been to the brewery, even though I grew up there. And but yeah, so it's I think they do like a fundraiser. So much of this is like donated to like the state parks or something.
Oh, nice.
So it is like I poured it. It looks like orange juice.
It looks like orange juice. Look at that. It looks
Yeah.
like an Arnold Palmer.
Yes, it's a hazy IPA. Yeah, it looks like orange juice. Very this brewery is known for doing very citrusy, strong citrus IPAs.
Okay.
I do like
Okay.
a lot of the stuff they do. I think it's fantastic.
Okay.
So
You
big
want an
fan.
umbrella with that too?
Just a few ice
Maybe
cubes, maybe an orange.
maybe we could put a flame on top of it, like a little pretty drink with you.
Sure, why not? It'll make my
Why
day.
not? It's Friday, so
It's
it's
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah. So happy with that. All righty. So let's get down to Biznatch, which is
courses.
Courses. So how many do we have this week, Mashi? How many do we have?
That is a topic of discussion, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know why there's a little controversy going on here because you picked 7 and I picked 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if we go by pure entries in GSPro, how many was it? Like pure entries.
7?
No, pure entries. So we got it was 9. So I'm gonna click through this. So it was 9.
However,
9.
But
yes, I know the but.
One of them are 3 9-hole course. One of them
are
3 9-holes.
So technically, it's more like 7.5, 8. I'm gonna say 8.
But I'm coming in hot with a wild card.
And then
one of them, which is right here on our screen, is an executive course.
Oh, no, that doesn't matter.
3,000 yards. It doesn't count. So it's like a half.
No,
it's not like it's like a half. So Paint Branch is like a half course.
But let me ask you this: course. So the executive course, which one was it? Was it the Paint Branch?
Paint Branch, yeah.
Now, if that was someone's first course, they would get a blue badge, right? So it counts.
I don't care about that. I care about getting to 7.
I think you know what we do. I think we call this one a tie. Honestly.
I think it's a tie. I think it's
a tie.
Right in the middle there. I'm with you.
Yeah. I mean, it could be up for debate, and if anyone has any strong feelings on that, put them in the comments, right? Although I think it's 9. I think it's 9. But anyway.
And I agree on the Paint Branch. I was stretching it for my own benefit, but you're right.
I know. But I hear your argument, so I'm perfectly happy with a tie.
Okay. Tie. Cheers.
Cheers for the tie. And since we said it's a tie, that means I win because my name's Ty.
Oh, that is true. I didn't even think about
I totally tricked you there, did I? Yep. Okay. So first, actually, these weren't the first 4 that came out. They're just the first 4 we have up here, which was Overlook Golf Club by the Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
And when this first posted, I was very excited because there's an Overlook golf course in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, an hour from here, which I've always wanted to play. And I'm like, sweet. And I come in here and I found out this one's in New Hampshire. Oh, well.
Well, and it's funny, when I saw it posted, there's an Overland Golf Club about 15 minutes from me here. So I thought, and unlike you, my first thought was, who the hell would make that piece of shit?
Well, apparently Pac-Man.
I mean, it's literally a city of Denver municipal crap ass course. Like, it's not good in any way, shape, or form. But then I was glad to read it, and it was Overlook. So
we're gonna dig into that one with some slides later on because it's a solid course. We've got two here. So we got a Paint Branch by Tech Bud, which is an executive course. We've got Deer Run, another one by Tech Bud. So these are good courses. I mean, you can't expect anything but the best from Tech Bud. But I think they're basic builds. So we're not going to go
Yep.
deep into those basic builds. But still good courses. They play really
Yep.
well, and he doesn't make mistakes, right? So if these are your home courses or you had these built, solid work by Tech Bud on those.
Technically, I don't know which one it was, but technically he had a box of sand on the tee box floating. If you listen to the Discord, so he technically made a mistake.
Oh,
I don't know which one it
geez,
was.
a rare one.
Yeah,
A rare
a
one.
rare one, a pretty
Yeah.
minor. Yeah,
Yes.
it does not affect gameplay.
Yeah. And then is it Aliante or Alliance?
Aliante.
Aliante. I like my pasta done Aliante. Um,
As opposed to al dente.
oh yes, oh, that's right. Darn it, I always get those mixed up. That golf
Oh
course
yeah,
and my
come on,
al
Ty.
dente. That one's by the Golf Boy. We'll take a look at that one. Then we've got the controversial ones, which are lost me my 9 bet. So we got the 27 hole, which is three different combination of 9 holes by Tech Bud. We are going to take a closer look at this one, but Granite Links, and then we got the Milton Granite, Granite Quincy, Quincy Milton,
Yes.
which sounds like an opera singer's name or something. Granite Quincy,
What?
I don't.
Granite Links Quincy Milton sounds like a sitcom.
Yes, yeah. Or a law firm.
Or, it's like the new version of Grey's Anatomy. I can see my wife watching, hey, I got to get Granite Links going. I missed my episode this week. So
you've been in an accident, call Granite Links Milton Granite.
It's like Quincy Milton's like Trapper John, like Quincy Milton, MD. like Trapper John, MD.
Let's see. Oh, then we have Riverdale, another Tech Bud. I don't think we have that one. Did we put slides in for Riverdale? I don't think we did we?
No, but listen, my comment on Riverdale, we did not put slides in on it. My comment on Riverdale, and Tech knows this. The course is great. He did a great job from a designer standpoint, like he always does. Everything looks great. Sat looks great. Everything's great. I played it in the sim, and from a course perspective, I can describe it this way.
No one can see it. Hold on. No one can see it. Hold on. There you go. Do it again.
Here's my description.
This is your Oscar-winning point.
This is my Oscar-winning. Yeah, exactly. This is when Al Pacino gave us the quote in the last video we did. He was the one who awarded me this. This is how I felt playing this one in the sim.
Are you yelling? Are you yelling?
Yawning.
Oh, you're going, fuck yeah.
No, it was a yawn course. The course looks great. Tech did a fantastic job. It plays. It's a yawn course. It doesn't play. I mean, it's fine.
Isn't it funny how so I designed my home course and you think, oh, this is my home course. I'm going to do this. It's going to be great. No, and I go back and look at it. I was like, no, that's a yawn course too.
In Tech, don't get mad. I'm not. Your work is fantastic. You do a great job. I didn't love the course, as you know.
Yeah, it's not like he has much control over that, right?
Correct. Yeah, he doesn't control the course itself.
Yeah, and then Twin Waters Golf Club. I saw this Queensland. I was like, "Where's Queensland?" Oh, that's Australia, down under, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is designer name is he put his name in here as Dev, but actually on Discord he goes by a different name. So I'm not going to say his Discord name because maybe he didn't change that for a reason. He doesn't want people reaching out to him. But this is his first course. Thankfully he reached out to me and said, hey, thanks for the videos. I had my first course published, or else I never would have known who done this. So congratulations on getting a course published, making it across the finish line. That's absolutely a huge accomplishment. So
I saw Dev and assumed it was one of the big three trying to sneak something in on us.
Or maybe it was one of the GSPro devs like T3 or
T3 or
being
above.
sneaky.
I mean, yeah,
ATP.
I above the pin. Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was someone like that sneaking it in, and then you told me no.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of thought that too, but I was like, no, I can't imagine. So Aliante. Man, Golf Boy, don't forget to sell your course, man. Put that description in there and let us know,
Put your slopes in there.
Put your slopes in there. Lots of blank stuff in here.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's go on here. So first tee box. And what I did, and I try to do when I have these courses, I try not to look where they're located before I open them. So I open this up and I'm trying to think, okay, it looked like a Midwest course to me because I see how flat things are. but the
Yeah.
sand and surrounding area was kind of like messing with my
Yeah.
head. So I really wasn't sure where this course was placed. Um, Now, color what? Now, this is V4 course. Uh, Colors are a little green, I think, right? A little contrasty here between the sand area.
Yeah. I I agree. I think they are a little bit too green in that green. Like it's not emerald green, but it's
It's like
not Las Vegas green.
an
Like it's
almost like a little bit of olive in there, right?
yeah, I don't know. I just think that the grass color is off
Yeah.
personally.
I'd be very careful. If anyone starts V4 courses, be very careful about when you start changing the colors of the textures because everything by default matches really well. And as soon as you change the default colors of the textures, you really got to start changing everything else too. Like your grasses, your 3DG, everything.
Yep.
So just be careful. So this was very interesting. So you can see here, there's a nice blend between, I think this is fairway and rough. So
In
you kind
rough.
of this
Yep.
fair, but decided not to do a blend here. And I'm not sure if I like that or not. Why not do a blend?
Why not do a blend there? And
Because
listen, I
no one's
get
out
it. The
there, no one's
course
out there with a spade shovel, right?
yeah, and they're yeah, just making it as hard line as can be. I don't
10,
know why.
80 miles of spade shovel,
Here's my only thought. My only thought is he splined the outer area as a custom, and he chose in
mm,
Inkscape a custom without a
no
blend.
blend. You're right. It
That's
could
my
be.
thought is
But
what he did.
you can add blends in
Yeah,
Blender, can't you? There's
in
a
Blender you can
function
just add a blend.
you can
Yeah,
add blend.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's not he's not hard to fix, but that's all my guess is.
Yep. Um, this was to me, use your cart pass as
Yeah,
a dividing line here. Like move this spline over under the cart pass so you don't have these like little slivers here. I'm actually surprised this cut, to be honest with you,
I'm too actually
because
with the
V4 and the V4 tools are picky with things like this where you have these long parallel slight sections here. I'm really surprised this cut, honestly, and you
yeah.
didn't get errors.
I agree.
Um,
I would have buried the edge of the rough right underneath the center of the cart path and use it as a natural divider line.
yep.
And the other thing too I'll mention here, we'll mention a little bit later too, is the area left of the cart path is just so sparse and barren.
Yeah.
I know exactly that environment you're in, that Las Vegas desert kind of environment off the course. So your grasses of your fairway and your rough are pretty lush. And when you get it off that, it's pretty deserty, right? But desert has grasses and rocks and
Yeah.
all kinds of things, and it just looks a pretty little barren to me.
You know what he could? Yeah, it looks barren and flat. So he could have
Yeah.
done. I think there's the functionality within Blender to randomize the terrain. That
Mm-hmm.
might have helped a little
Mm,
bit here in this
I hadn't thought
area,
about that. Yeah.
like what
Yeah.
people have started to do with their mulch, their pine straw areas, right?
Yep. Agreed. That or yeah, same thing. I would have like he's got little wispy grasses like the V3 grasses and I mean the 3D the 2D grasses
Yes.
that are in there.
Yep.
But I would have loved to have seen some more than just that. And I actually put this screenshot in because and I don't know, this could be way wrong, but to me, when I've played courses like this, these areas essentially play like waste areas. Okay. And this one's playing like a bunker. And
Yeah.
very rarely are these courses those areas that thick, that really thin, wispy, fluffy sand that a bunker sand would have, right? You want to flop it out of a bunker close to the green. All the waste areas that I've played with in these desert courses that I've played in the past, you could hit an iron out of here, you could hit a hybrid out of here without any issues. So I may have changed the actual left the look alone, but I may have changed the actual collider to be something more like a rough
Rough.
or
Right.
pine straw if you want to get that kind of. Do we have a pine straw? We have a pine
Oh yeah,
straw
absolutely. That's
texture.
the thing
Yeah,
is
yeah,
like
yeah,
that's tough. I think yeah, for the physics part of it, I think you're right. Exactly right.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
do you think people would complain though and say, "Hey, I landed over here and it marked rough and it should be sand?" I guess it kind of looks like sand, so maybe he changed the look of it. I don't.
Well, it's kind of feature requests we've had before on the show, which is the ability to have waste
Waste
area
area.
with a
Yeah, you're right.
have it marked as a waste area with a waste
Ru-
area physics.
Or just I honestly, what about just a waste area with just keep it the same as rough, just so the label
Waste
is the
area, keep the
same.
same as rough, or pine
Yeah,
straw or something. Yeah,
I like
exactly.
that.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
yep.
So his sat shader here, I like we talked about the olive color, which you can really see here is prominent, but he's got this like dark green in the middle, and then it goes out to that edge, and the whole thing about V4 is getting rid of that hard line. But because I think what he did is he used a different sat shader on the rough area versus the fairway, he did end up with a hard line. And you can see here in the middle, you got this dark green with the mow lines. And then here it goes light and then back to the same dark green that's in the
Yeah.
middle. And it doesn't, I don't think this looks really natural to me.
Yeah, I don't understand how. I mean, it's interesting. Like, it's really dark green in the center there, and I noticed this as well. And this isn't just this one fairway; it's on
Yeah.
I think, if not all of them, most of them. Um,
Or
and
maybe
then it goes really light, and it
did
goes
he
dark olive
well,
again.
no, this got to be shared. Did he vert paint the out? I like the idea of fading the mow lines out
I do
towards the.
too. Yeah,
I think that looks really good. But I just wish the line wasn't there. You know.
I will tell you, maybe this goes away if it wasn't such a dark, saturated green and olive
Yeah.
shade. Maybe
Yeah.
if it was lighter in general across the board, it would end up with it would look
Yeah.
better. Is my
Yeah.
only thought.
And then we still have another example of like, hey, just move
Yeah.
this over here under the
Yep.
cart path. These slivers again. I can't believe that this cut. That really surprises me that made it through Blender. What I
Mm-hmm.
call actually, I coined a new term. You didn't know this.
Oh,
So I'm making the
oh,
V4 tools.
yeah.
So when you upload
You're making the
your
videos.
yeah, making the videos. I'm working through. So when you upload your SVG into the cloud new OPCD Blender, I'm calling it the Clender Cloud Blender.
You know, I heard there's a new drug in the market to fix that clender issue that you have.
Just like catching OPCD.
It's like catching OPCD. There's a there's a pill for that too. I think the clender problem is an ointment. You guys a topical.
Well, I just tell you, I took a trip out to Vegas. I had a really good time, but I came back with Clender.
You know, you'd be glad because back in the day they used to fix clender with a suppository. So you gotta.
Oh God. Okay. Now no golf boys listening to this, right? Oh jeez. Okay. So golf boys dad, I'm sorry. Just tell
Sorry,
him.
golf boys, dad. But we didn't say a single bad word.
True. It's true.
We're getting better.
Okay.
Oh.
So this hole, what we found was we were toying with a new term, and actually I think we had two of them now, which is what was it? Glass on grass.
Glass on grass.
Glass on grass, which is a pond that looks like it's just glass laid over grass, because there's like it just like you almost have like a little hard edge here that needs just maybe broken up with either some. He has some rocks here, but
The
maybe a
rocks here, some
little bit of
weeds.
vegetation, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you have like a blend going around here, you could put longer like 3DG on it in some spots, or just plant a little bit of grass around there. And then this
Yep.
also, we got the Texas oil field going on, right? So
It is so dark.
it's
Those
so
shadows
dark.
and those reflections are so dark. I've
Yeah.
actually stopped playing my round, and I actually got some 55-gallon drums, and I'm just like scooping that out, and I'm going to retire for the rest of my life.
Yeah, if you have a bright sunny day, you should expect to see some color being reflected off the water.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Just adjust your reflections a little bit.
Yeah. This looks like it's like 7 p.m. at night. Reflection. So after like seeing this, I was like, I gotta see what this course really looks like. So I found a picture, and going back and looking at this, and you can see why I thought this was Midwest, because it looks like plains out there, right?
Yeah.
And then what I found was in real life, there's some really big mountains out there. So just, hey, get those nature manufacturer assets and throw some of those in the background. Now, I know if you're doing this for commission, planting all those trees, probably not going to happen. And I know you're trying to save some time, but it doesn't take long to plant a few mountains to give it really that Las Vegas feel. And
Yep.
then also, a couple of things we noticed, like some of these areas have these bigger rocks in it, which I think looks a little bit different. And then some of those trees, it's trees, but the weeds that we see like through here, they're a lot bigger in real life. So
They're a lot
maybe
bigger. Yep.
either scale them out or just find a different asset to use as
Well,
those
and I
trees.
think I've seen that exact. Maybe he used it. I couldn't tell, but we've got that exact
I
asset
thought so.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I've seen that kind of cactusy, long, needly type
Yeah.
shrub.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, I wish he had put both houses and mountains in, because it would make it a much more visually
Yeah.
pleasing
I
course to play.
understand not doing the houses because frankly, if
Yeah.
he's doing this for a fee, he's got
I
to
get
watch
it.
his time because that's a lot of houses. There are a lot
That's
of
a lot of
houses.
houses.
It's
They're
a
a
lot
pain
of
in the ass
houses.
to plant. Yeah, agreed.
But the mountains don't take that long. But
Yep.
again, it depends on what packages he's selling people, right? So
Overall, good job, good course.
yes.
Just a couple things to look at.
Yep. So Granite links Granite Quincy, the law firm. Here we go.
Do they specialize in? Is it what do they call it? Is it though? There's
Injury
divorce
law.
law. There's injury law. There's IP law. There are what do they call it? It's like men's it's for, I don't know. I can't think what it is now. Anyway,
Men's. Okay.
which law firm are they? Which they?
Oh, I think they're injury law, but they specialize in like if you get hit by a golf ball.
I like that. Yeah, exactly. They're injury golf. They're golf injury law. I
Yeah,
like that.
there was a
Gotcha.
video circulating on this week on social media about, and maybe it's not new, but there was a guy he's getting ready to tee off on a tee box, and he just gets nailed straight in the noggin with a golf ball.
No.
Oh, it is like it sounds like it hit a tree, and you just see him immediately grab his head and go to the ground, and
Oh.
and I immediately thinking to myself, I think I'm done golfing, because it was so bad.
Oh, that just doesn't sound good.
No, it was bad. So this is the 27 hole, and now if you learn anything, Granite Links is a suitable golf course for golfers of all skill levels. Did you know that?
It is. I will tell you, I told you I was going to do it. So I played Riverdale in the sim, and the course looked great, like I said, but it also was I didn't find it the most challenging or fun course to play in all fairness. It was fine. And then I told Tech I was going to go down and load this one up in the sim, and I did. I played 18 last night. I think I played Granite Links, Granite.
Yeah, I've played, I think, a few of these. I don't know which one either played either. It was good though. It was fun.
It was good. It was fun. And there is the reason why it was a lot of fun is if you look, like I played from the back, the blacks, and if you look,
brave man.
there's a couple of 200-ish par fours that you can get to 200 downhill, down elevation. They say 373 or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was four par fours that you could get to.
High risk, high reward, right?
Yep. And it was fun though. It was fun to take that risk and like, hey, I'm gonna aim over the fence, over the driving range,
over the hills and through the woods to the green we go.
So it was a ton of fun to play. I gotta tell you, this is a fun. I enjoyed this course.
So this goes to show, like, and again, this is nothing he had any control of. He did a great job on the course. It was just, I think, a better course, in general.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So here's the second scorecard, if you want to call it. I don't know why I put all three of them in here, just to remind us that it's a 27-hole course. So here's a perfect example. So 510 yards, and here we go, down 48 yards, right? First tee box on the Granite Links Granite Quincy course. You can just rip it, right? And there's this big landing area down here, Tech Bud's dream.
You mean run puds, run pud.
I'm sorry. Yes, run pud runs dream. I'm sorry. Yes,
exactly,
absolutely. Let me get another drink. Just look how wide this is down here. You can just let it rip, right?
Well, like it's too. And listen, I living in Colorado, you learn to play a lot of elevation, right? And altitude and elevation. I've heard it nonstop since I started building courses from folks that don't do that. This drive for me, it was 243 is the landing area right in the middle of that open area. I put it.
You hit a sand wedge, didn't you?
No. I hit driver for sure. I'm not a long hitter. I hit driver, and I still rolled it right into the edge of the hazard.
Oh, the middle hazard there in front of the
Yeah, because
243,
it went through the fairway and
right
rolled
here,
into the right
right here.
exactly because of the elevation. It's 243 to the middle, but then you
Yeah,
take 40 yards off as you go down.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's great. It's so
I,
much fun.
and I think this is cool because like I mean, you can get up there and rip it, but a long hitter obviously has to deal with
Yeah,
that. And you have
you're
to think a
trouble.
little bit here. This is the true par five because you got to kind of step your way across this,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Yeah, I like it. It was a lot of fun. And I
A lot
just
of
say,
risk, a lot of reward.
look at this overhead view. This just looks like a satellite image, doesn't it?
It's great.
You
Yeah,
can
it
see
looks
the
really, really good.
fairways, you can see the greens, you can see just the bunkers, the vegetation. I mean, it's great. Love it. Sat shader
Great
was
sat
really
shader.
cool. I just loved. So this is a good example of him understanding V4 tools, knowing what a fairway mow line should look like, and then doing a good job of like matching that distance. It's not exact, but like it's really darn close of matching that same distance and kind of look and feel in the rough area. I thought it
I
looked
would, you know what I would love? I would love for both Tech and Pac-Man to put out a quick video
uh
on how they tackle sat shaders because they both do them differently, and they both look really, really good. And I'd love to learn from
Tech
them how
did one
they
a
do
long
sat.
time ago. I'm not sure if he still uses that. Did you ever see
Yeah,
that one?
I don't know if it's the same. I did, but I don't know if he's doing it the same way. Like that was a long time ago. I'm
Yeah.
sure he's refined his process.
The thing is, the sat shader. I told people how to like my sat shader video, which is fine, and it's not. I'm not saying it's
Yeah,
the best video
yeah,
ever, but
yeah.
half the battle is like when you pull that back in, is getting the colors right, and that's something
Well,
you
and
can't
like
teach.
your sat shader video
say
by
say
I
it five
can't say
times
it.
fast. Five times fast.
Your shot video, you're if I remember correctly, you're taking two colors from the
Yes,
fairway and you're using the cloud filter to create
a base.
a base and you blur it.
Yeah.
Like and I like that a lot. I've actually
Well,
used that
that's
same.
actually if you don't have a good sat at all,
That's
right?
if you don't have a good sat, right? And I've
Yeah.
used, but then you lose some of the sat uniqueness of, hey,
Absolutely.
I got some depth, yeah. And
Yeah.
so I don't know, are they just clone stamping still? Are they? I'm just curious how, and actually Run Put Run too. He does great. So I'd love to see what those guys are doing, what their process is now versus what it was back.
Yeah.
I think Tech did that video a year ago,
Oh, at least. I think that
maybe two
video was
years
around
ago.
when I started designing courses well over
Mm.
like 2 years ago. Yeah.
Tech,
Um,
teach us
yeah, let us know. So this was, I can't remember which one this was, but this was like
18.
18 on one of them.
Yeah.
But this was a really fun hole. And not only
Yes.
fun, but like a good looking hole. The rock work he did here, right? Um,
Great.
and you have a great, like you did the risky shot over the trees and
Yeah,
hit the green, right?
you hit the
Yes,
GUI interface, but
I did.
the hole is directly to the left over those trees, and you can aim straight over those trees at the hole, and it cuts the whole corner down and takes a 350-yard par four and turns it into
A drivable.
270. And so I went right over those trees and dropped it 20 yards in
Yeah,
front of the green, which was a nice. That was fun. That's what I mean by this course was a lot of fun.
yeah. And like I just this is a good example of like a clubhouse being in the perfect spot because
Yeah.
you see it from multiple holes. And then when after you get up to the 18th or the green on this one, you really kind of see it. He sets it up nicely.
His rock
Um,
work is great. Are
rock work,
those
it's good.
what rocks are
I
those?
don't know, but like he's got like it looks like there's like moss on here and stuff. Just
Yeah.
looks really
Yeah, yeah.
natural. So well done. Someone so if this is a build, someone paid a nice penny for this. They got their
Hey,
money's worth on this one.
Tech, I'd like to learn how you did. If we can do it offline, I'd love to learn how you did some of that rock work. I'm redoing Sanctuary, and then that one has very similar, like exposed natural rock. That's just they're not individual pieces. It's like a
Yeah.
mountain that's the dirt has gone away, and I want to make sure I do it right. And this looks really, really good.
Yeah, the fence down here. Now the only the wall up here, there's a lot going on here. This took a little bit of time. It
Yeah,
definitely took some
yeah.
time.
The only thing I don't love and personal preference here is the fountain. And
I've
I
never
found
seen
the
a good
fountain.
fountain asset, honestly. I've never seen a really good
I
one.
know, but that fountain This fountain in game was rotating. Like for me, when I was on this green, it was like rotating. It wasn't like a fountain going up and coming down. It was actually rotating in a
Rolling
circle. I
like
don't know
a
if it's
ball versus
rolling
spewing.
like a ball in place. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of something. And I was thinking. I know it looked like something. And then it came to me. I know exactly
What
what it
is it?
reminds me
What
of.
is it? What is it?
Hit go. For those Star Trek fans, it is a crystalline entity from Star Trek The Next Generation. It looks just like it.
I want to know if anyone but Mashy knows what this is. So if you,
I guarantee you somebody out there is like, oh, I know exactly what that is. It looks just
if
like
Star
it.
Trek
So
sounds weren't copyrighted, we'd insert those right now. So
you're right. We can't. You can't get it.
I got to
Probably
be
you
very
can't even
careful.
say it. Now that we've said Star Trek,
Yes.
we're have to pay them.
Yes. The TPC came down, PGA came down, and GSPro, Star Trek's coming down on us, right?
Star Trek's coming down on us. Yeah, B2B. We finally got to 1,000, and we have to give our 5 cents back to the Star Trek Paramount.
That's funny. That's funny. Nice course tech, bud. Oh, and I forgot that we had this in here, which was the skyline was pretty cool. I love this.
The Boston skyline was awesome.
That was freaking amazing. Just good job. So the one thing, and I didn't realize, like, I'm going through this course and I'm watching performance shoot, and I'm like, wow, for Tech Bud, this is kind of like a lower, it wasn't bad, but it was a lower performing course. A little bit, I'd say 10, 20% lower than I expect from him. He's usually really good about tuning in that performance. And then I saw the skyline and I was like, oh, he probably pulled this in. I know I've used RenderDoc before, and I think he used RenderDoc for
That's
this.
what he used.
This can get try-rich, and it's not like you can, call this off. It always has to be there in every hole. So I'm sure this might be adding 500,000 tries, like on every hole, I'm thinking. But I think he had to put it in here. A client probably wanted it. Makes the course.
It makes the course. There's several holes that you can really view the skyline from. Without it, it wouldn't look right.
And just so you guys know, if you zoom in on it, this is what it looks like. Now, you're not going to hit the ball this close, so you would never see this. But this is RenderDoc. It's like it almost looks like a low poly city. But you got to be careful when you do this because the try counts on this can explode. And Tech, but I'd be really curious, how many tries this ended up adding to your course. Because I know
it's like The Walking Dead. It's like
you're right.
Post-apocalyptic Boston. Like
right.
the nuke is dropped and this
windows are broken out and stuff. Yeah.
I'm kidding. I know.
Great.
That's what RenderDoc
Nice touch on that though. Well done from that perspective.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Oh, some minor critique, and I think we're going to see this a lot more as V4 becomes more prevalent, is I think, so you see how he's just got his fairway mow lines actually go through the area that circles around his green. These are going to be the details that we're going to be looking at, which is you can probably vert paint these out, right? So, because really in real life, there's not going to be just a really quick mow line like that. So, very minor, and I think this is something that maybe people just don't think about yet with V4. So this is fun. So there was when I booted up this course to play it, there was no driving range to go play, but I saw that there is a driving range that he actually built, and like you can see these fences and stuff. Obviously looking around, you're playing around this driving range, so you know it's there. But looking at this, I'm like, well, it looks like there's like driving range stalls down here. And it looks like there's driving range stalls over here. Are they like hitting into each other? And can you stand on each end and like hit back and forth? And I tell you, it saves a lot of money because you don't have to pick up the balls. You just hit them back and forth. And then it gave me this great idea, which is a new feature request. So
we got to cue the new feature request music.
Yeah, the feature request music of the week, okay, which is golf battle. GSPro golf battle. So you and your buddy, you challenge each other, and you can pick a distance, right? And you stand facing each other, and you guys just start, and you can go as fast as you want, and you start hitting balls. And if that ball like resides within 5 yards of you, it hits you, and it like knocks you out, and you're dead, and you're done.
As long as you're standing, you're still in the game.
Yes.
If you're out, if you're unconscious on the ground,
which goes well with that YouTube video I talked about that was circling around the guy getting hit in the head, right? So we're just gonna virtualize that now.
This is awesome. I love Battle Golf. Sign me up. Now, according to Tech and I were chatting yesterday, the day before, I can't remember. This driving range apparently is like the scene. He said his client who commissioned the course said it is packed, it's full all the time. At night they turn the lights on. He said people are out there drinking, having beer, so there's nothing better than bringing Battle Golf to this. I think he needs to release this as its own
You
driving
know,
range with Battle Golf features.
we joke about this, but this could really actually be
This
fun.
I
You know,
think this would be
this would be really interesting. Like you could, instead of like a dogfight, you could do like golf battle and like you negotiate, okay, random distance, bang, 170, go.
you can pull in some of the features that Ryan had put in for Target
Yes,
Golf.
that's what I was just thinking.
So
Ryan could totally do this.
scoring. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and then
I
like
love it.
and I would it'd be great if you can see the balls coming at you.
Oh,
And
oh,
then if it hits you, just like you see stars.
oh, and we should tie it in with like sports betting. So when you see the
Oh
ball
yeah.
coming at you, you can actually bet it's going to hit you in the head, it's going to hit you in the chest, it's going to knock you out.
And some little animation because everyone wants their avatars, right? That's the big feature.
Yeah.
Everyone wants, hey, can we go? We want the golf club 2019 TGC 29. We want avatars back. All right, you got your
Yeah.
avatar, but
Yeah.
we can knock you out.
We can knock you out. Exactly. I love it. I love it. Sign us up.
All right. I hope they're watching. So Twin Waters by Dev, who is disguising his name. We just want to cover. So first course, we do like to cover first courses when possible. So just a quick couple slides. So first of all, I think his inkscape was really good. He did a lot of smooth lines here. There are
You
a
like
couple spots.
lining on this course. Yeah, we've
Yes,
talked about you've mentioned that a few times to me.
I
You
did
really
like
do
the
like the
splotting. Yep.
yeah.
Car paths were flat. However, don't use that default cart path color. That white just looks like I just it looks I don't there's just no depth to that whatsoever. So
Until this slide came up, I had retinas. And they've now burned out looking at the bright white carpet.
yeah. Um, and I think this is typical. We last week was it when we did the Jay Pruitt before and after, like his first course
Yeah.
versus this
Yeah.
one. And
Yeah.
you see someone that builds a course like this, the first one, there's a lot of potential here. And I think it's funny how new course builders always have this little oversaturated kind of tendencies to them, right?
Yep.
But I think really solid course. Love the details you put in here. I think it's really
Love the
impressive that,
sign. The sign looks so good.
and I'm not sure, like, I haven't seen a sign like that, so I'm not sure
I
if he
haven't
did
either.
some blender work on his own. That's pretty impressive for a first course, right? Really impressive.
Yeah.
Um, Not sure if that's, I think that looks accurate to the course
It
too.
looks like the hole to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. So well done there. So this is what I talk about splining wise, just like really smooth lines. Um, Based on what I'm seeing here, I'd be curious whether he had any errors going through Blender because they just look like really smooth. Same thing with the bunkers, just overall nice.
Just tone the greens down a little
Yes.
bit is a suggestion. All of them, they're all a little bit too green. I would actually darken the bunkers up a little bit, make them not quite as white.
Yeah.
Maybe they are white sand in real life. I
And
don't know.
he didn't do any sat shader here. I think that's
Yeah.
something that it was very intimidating for me. I don't think I did sat shader for my first couple courses. I had no idea really what it did.
Yep.
You can do that in your bunkers to lighten those up a little bit, not lighten them, actually darken them. Little glass on grass, right?
Yep. Little glass on grass. Little
But he
tube.
did do a good job with the reflection probe, and I
Reflection
think,
probe looks great.
yeah, and I think the color overall is good. I would just want to see, again, this outer perimeter just broken up so it's not quite as clean, right?
Yep.
And I think you found something with this tree.
This tree has no wind colliders on it, at least that I can tell. Now, listen, I have found, and you found the same thing. We were talking about this in pre-show. When I played this course, I moused this course. And after about the third or fourth hole, this tree had no wind movement. I was on gusty, the windiest you can get, and hurricane wind, and the tree was not moving. Any of the trees were not moving of this particular model. So you may want to look at that. Now, I have run into some issues where I'm like, hey, this tree's not moving. There's no wind collider on it. And then 2 holes later, all the trees start moving. So I don't know if there's why on my version of GSPro the wind is not taking effect until a hole or two later. I don't know if that's a common thing or not. I don't know if you see that or not, Ty. Do you see that as well, or
I do see like there's a lot of inconsistencies with winds from course to course, and I don't know if it's a
and
OPCD
tree to
deal.
tree too?
Yeah, I was going to check with John Meyer, one of the big three, to see if there's any way to script out when you do a build to make sure not colliders, wind is
Wind
enabled or
activity,
set
yeah.
appropriately for trees because it is seems to be very common, right?
Well, and then it's weird because most of us mix and match trees. I'll use some base pack trees occasionally. I'll use some nature manufacture. I use the forest trees. You know what I mean? And
So there's four major shaders that we got going on, right? We got speed tree, we got arb,
arboretum.
CTI, which is
Yep,
less used, and
yep.
NM.
Nature manufacturer. Yep.
Yep.
But
Got to
I
be careful
find
with
that
NM though. Well, actually, got to be careful with all those because if people aren't licensed for them,
right.
yeah.
The NM ones you got to be licensed for, which I mean I am because we
Speed
bought all
tree
the
you do
NM.
as well.
Speed tree do as well. But I find that all four shaders react to wind differently.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And so if you're mixing the trees together, just to know that for designers, if you're mixing different types of trees and using different shaders, and I think John actually recommended using either um, nature manufacturer, give you license for it, or I don't know which one. He said use the arboretum shader, the
Arboretum
rooftop
it
shader.
seems to be the most aggressive
It
as
is
far
crazy.
as
Like
yeah,
those trees dance around yeah.
yeah,
So anyway, if you mix trees and you mix shaders, you have mixed different wind settings, and it's
yeah,
weird.
yeah. And then sometimes if you apply the wind to the bark versus the leaves, it gives a different effect.
I've seen trunks going like this and
Uh,
leaves not moving at all. It's like, yeah,
well, depending on the tree type, that makes sense too.
yeah,
So like just the tree type and it varies quite a bit.
yep,
So
yep,
you got to play with it. It's a pain in the ass. I notice it is a pain in the ass to deal with, but it's a good
yep.
experiment to run. I thought these buildings were really cool. Like
They're
kind of like
cool.
a beachy look to it. I'm not sure if he built these themselves. He might have because those are very simple trees. If he did those signs, maybe he did these buildings too.
Yeah,
So
yeah, maybe he did. They're great
um,
looking.
big applause on doing some Blender work on your first course. I love it.
Yeah, for sure.
Now with the new Greenkeeper, you can put a driving range in. Here's what I want. So this clubhouse is really cool, and I want to put that in here to give a shout because again, I'm not sure if he did this clubhouse in Blender. If so, first course, thumbs up, nice job.
Share them out. Share them out. They're
But I
great. I
want to
love that little
I want to
building by
tee
the
off
range
into a
too.
pond, some floating golf balls,
I do too.
and put some signs that just float out there, 150 out, 200 out, and just hit some balls into the pond. That'd be a nice touch. So I
That's
was a little
awesome.
disappointed when he didn't add the driving range here, but it'd be good.
Do
That'd be
you
pretty cool.
you don't have to have the V4 base pack to do it. That's just
No,
the new Greenskeeper, right?
that's just the
Yeah,
Greenkeeper. I think that was
yeah,
added. Now there is a new Greenkeeper that's going to be coming out that does the intellectual property protection.
correct.
And I think
Right,
that's
right,
I would consider that more like alpha right now. I think there's only a
right.
handful of people that are doing that version of V4. But no, the Greenkeeper that is GA right now does driving range. Yep.
Yeah, and regardless of V3 or V4. Yep.
Yep. Overlook by
Overlook.
Pac-Man. Awesome course. I
Awesome course.
I played this last night with my daughter's boyfriend, and you know the story there. He's a much better golfer
Uh-huh.
than I am.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Nice
He's got
kid.
the 190 mile an hour club head speed. I mean, ball
Yeah,
speed.
yeah.
Yeah.
The guy's ridiculous with the driver. Unbelievable. So I mean, what do you can say? Pac-Man, I always have high expectations when you give us a course, especially when he reaches out and says, "Hey, man, this is a primo. Take a look at it."
When when Pac-Man reaches out proactively and says, "Hey, I
Yeah.
just released this course," and he only lists one of five that he released,
Yeah.
you know he wants us to look at
Yeah.
it.
Um, so I always put the first tee box in here. So here it is. So this is also, I think, from a good course, good fun course with a lot of terrain, a lot of, it's not boring by any means.
No,
Um, but I think whoever he built this for, he told us that I think that they ended up talking to them some additional things to add into the course to really make it
right.
what it is. So he put the flying plane in here with the banner. So Nashua Marine. I'm all for this. If someone wants to buy a course, let them put their advertisements in there. I'm sure people are going to complain about it, but it was very subtle. It was not
It was
annoying.
cool.
I think he was really worried about that. It was fine. You didn't hear the plane noise very often at all. I think it's
But
cool.
I like the plane noise. Like I did like hearing it because you would hear it when it flew over you. So I like it.
Yeah, and it wasn't very often though. It was maybe
No.
when you first started, it was there, right? Yeah. But you found something, right, with the plane?
I mean, for the quality of course that Pac-Man puts out, I'm just so disappointed. You don't have the prop spinning. Come on, man. Spin that prop. Spin that bitch. Let's get that prop going. Like, come on. Like, I'm kidding, obviously.
Yeah,
It was so good.
yeah. Oh, only you and I zoom in to look at what the plane is doing, right?
The plane prop,
Yeah.
exactly.
This water's amazing. I know when I did a course, I forget which course it was. I wanted lily pads and I wanted them to look like this. And they
Yeah.
didn't. He found an asset, and I should have put a zoomed in slide, but I think you can kind of see it now. They even have stems going down through the water.
It's so
Um,
good.
and then also like guys that when you do cart paths, this is what a cart path should look like, right? A
Yep.
worn, I would say worn as much as you can just tell it's been driven on, right? So that strip down the middle. Um,
So I'm gonna here's my only, and again, it's a very, very stupid critique. Okay. Maybe I'm thinking this wrong way. I'll double check this. In my experience, the wornness on the cart path, the dark is where the tires are going,
de-
and the center is not worn. The center is so
depends,
like,
I think.
yeah, I guess it
So
depends on the
the
course.
middle
Like,
could be where the oil's dropping off of the car or the cart,
but they're all
which
electric these days.
I
Yeah, I guess
most
not.
of my
I
cars.
guess not. I
So
guess
like
50
in the
50.
road, a lot of times the tire marks are lighter because the oil's down the middle. So I think it
Okay.
depends on it.
Yeah. I mean, I think
Yeah.
the point gets across really,
Yes.
really well done here. I'm not even nitpicking. I'm just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I was thinking
I'll
about
have
how
to
to make it
try
the
it.
other way.
Like I know I did a video on how to do this. I'll have to try see if I can reverse that though, just to see what it would look like.
Yeah, to
It's
have the
certainly
two
possible.
lines where the wheels are going, and then so you've
Yeah.
got the lighter concrete, and then you've got the wheels that are wearing down with the rubber.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
Anyway,
it could
just
go either
sorry,
way.
Pat.
Yeah, you get the point here, right?
Yeah, looks great.
Um,
Looks so good.
yep, love it. Another
This
thing,
was great.
yeah, this is what he does really well, which is you see some depth and texture here in this pine straw, and this is all sat shader right now. I think it's sat shader. It could be vert painted, and the fact that I don't know is good. But when you zoom in, you still get that same feeling, right?
Yeah,
But now it's
yeah,
through the 3DG and the different colors of the 3DG. He's got the sticks strewn throughout here.
pine
This doesn't
cone.
look like vert painting close up. That's why I think close back here, this is sat shader.
I think
And
it's
then,
that shader.
yeah, and then close up, he's just got the sticks kind of strewn everywhere. And they weren't snakes this time, right? Ben?
No snakes.
No
No
snakes.
snakes this
He
time.
had wind on those at one point after
No
one of his
wind on
courses.
those. They were not moving from what I could tell.
Yeah.
Correct.
But this is good because he's changed now. And now everyone's doing pine cones. No, he's just going to throw some sticks around, right?
He's throwing sticks in there. He's like, if everybody else is doing
Yeah,
pine
it's
cones, I'm
great.
doing sticks.
Now we were a little mixed on like what this is supposed to be. To me, this looks like bronze colored grass, and you're like, no, it's pine straw. It's the pine needles that have fallen off.
Yeah.
Um, I think the look is good. Close up, I'm not sure what else he could have done because there's no such thing as 3D pine straw. It's all 3D grass with different colors. But that would be interesting if we could come up with like a 3D
Well,
pine or 3D mulch.
there is a 3DG pine straw
Y-
material.
yes, but
It's just a really thin with only pieces of it sticking
yes,
forward.
yes,
This is full blown rough 3DG with a sat shader on top to make it look like pine straw.
yeah, yeah,
So he would have had to have splined this out as pine straw and then put the pine straw textures on it, or with the
yeah,
sat shader, and then put the, you know what I mean?
yeah. And the other thing we didn't talk about is what kind of course this is. It's V3.
It's a V3 course. A great point.
Yeah, we forgot. Like,
Yeah.
he almost like teased us about that. It's like this is a
Yeah.
V3 course, which is
It's a V3
amazing.
course,
Yep,
which is why he's doing sat shader on it.
yep. So this was a weird one. And
Yeah.
Pac-Man, I don't want you to fix this because it has nothing to do with how your course is played, and no one's going to see this. I just happen to stumble across this. It's weird. There are 4 trees. These 4 trees that you see right here are billboards. Okay, they're different color from anything on your entire course, and they
Just
do
those four.
just those 4, and they do not match the trees that they're paired up with. So let me show you. So watch this tree right here. When I click, look, this is a different tree than the billboard. It's weird. So I don't know how that happened. And Don't fix it. Don't fret over it. I just don't know why. That's weird. It's probably a
Maybe
VS Pro thing.
maybe VS Pro confused or mixed up a build. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Because this looks like, I forget which tree this is. That's like a long string, but this is like the billboard for like an evergreen, the Alaskan cedar that he talked about.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
yeah.
the
Or I was thinking like a Colorado blue spruce kind
yeah,
of
exactly. But it doesn't match the tree itself. But not a big
Mm,
deal because you don't see this.
weird,
It's just me being too picky about stuff. So just weird.
weird.
These are good, dude.
These are good.
I hope I can hold my shit together.
I don't know
Oh,
what
if we
was in
had
the
any better.
water this week. I don't know what got people going and posting on our normal social media platforms.
I'm putting the time down because I gotta add some goofy music here.
You got to add like Benny Hill music,
Oh, Jesus,
something like
my
that
God.
or Steve does, not you. Sorry, Steve, our producer, needs to put in some
And I
Benny Hill music.
gotta put our video up here because I'm gonna start losing my. Okay, all right, I'm sorry, we're delaying this way too much. All right, let's just get at it.
Okay.
So the post of the week.
Video's gonna cover one of them, by the way.
That's right. We'll move it around. All right. So first one. So this was, first of all, if you're going to post anonymously on Facebook, if you feel you have to post something anonymously, you probably shouldn't post it. But so
first off, I didn't know you could post anonymously on Facebook. I thought you had to have an account to do it, but okay.
Yeah. So this guy just thought that we're putting too much detail in courses and that we should concentrate on other things. And do we really care about these details, like the realistic clubhouses and the tee markers and
those damn clubhouses? Why the hell do you need a clubhouse?
Yeah, the club, and like it was funny because like, well, at the time I captured there was only 2 comments, but this ballooned up to, I think, the 30, 40, 50, and pretty much everyone said, yeah, that's one of the best things about GSPro. It's the experience, right? If you don't want details, and this goes back to I ran into a friend of mine who bought like an R10 and he was playing the native saucer with the R10.
Yeah.
Go play an R10 and just save your $250 a year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because everything else, don't waste your time. So.
Yeah. I don't want to be his friend because he doesn't want too much friendship. I just want enough friend. I just want the core of the friendship. Yeah. I don't want all this ancillary stuff. I don't want any of this extra stuff on the sides.
Yeah. You know, I just want someone, when I go out to have a beer, I want someone sitting next to me, but I don't want to talk to you.
I don't want to talk. I just want someone sitting next to me. No conversation. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're wearing.
Yeah. You know, I want to do a golf show where we review courses, but I don't want to know the guy that I'm doing it with.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to see you. Turn off the video. I just want to hear you, and that's it.
I don't even know what your real name is. Anyway,
I'm not here.
So this is also a good one. You found this. So I had no idea. I missed this one altogether.
This is so. I'm going to bitch out loud on Facebook that I paid for a lifetime subscription to GSPro, which gives me access to every single course. But the PGA courses are gone. No more.
Damn it.
They've been removed. Damn it, why?
And my life has not ended, but it might because I'm so upset about this.
The comments on this one were great. I love all the comments. I like the sigh. Ask the PGA why they demand, I don't know who that asshole was. Oh, it was me. Sorry.
That was you.
That was my reply.
Oh, the funny, the other ones, you show, you might as well just delete this post right now.
Oh, the one below it was awesome. The 2 below it, it's only been 9 minutes. You can delete it, dude. Save yourself. You can delete the post right now. It has, by the way, it got to about 30 comments. And it has been deleted.
Oh, it has. Okay.
I can't find it anywhere.
And this is not in the official GSPro user group. This is one of the offshoots. Yeah.
Is there an official GSPro user group?
Yeah, the GSP Pro users is the one that is adminned and controlled by GSPro.
Okay, I don't know which one that is. I'll have to look and
It's
see.
actually just called GSPro users. That's it.
Oh, GSPro users is the official one.
If you look at the admins, one of them, the admin is actually GSPro themselves. The two devs.
Got it.
The other two are started by guys who are trying to like actually sell stuff. Like
Isn't one of them the guy who does
the control boxes?
Okay, got it.
One guy does the control boxes, and the other guy does. He might do control boxes.
He owns
too.
like a sim business.
Yeah.
Lots of videos.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah.
He's pretty good. Jay somebody.
Okay. Yeah. And then we got the third one, which is I think when you build a sim, okay, just think you can build your sim, and then a year later you can go from this to this. So within a year, right? I mean, maybe even less than a year, you can go from this, okay, at the top, to this. I'm just saying, less than a year.
Less than a year.
And I'm not, and I did not add this graphic. This was what the person did. They posted this and said, "Hey guys, just want to let you know, here's my setup. I went from this to this in less than a year."
And listen, I don't want to knock the guy. Does not need to have a $20,000 GC Hawk, blah blah blah. Like, I don't want to knock the poor guy, but at the same time, like the comments were so reassuring. It was like, man, you've come a long way.
Keep it up. I can't wait to see what it looks like next year.
The comments were epic on this one.
What's great is like at least people are like really encouraging, I know. Like, hey, nice shot. Oh my God, you got a stand for your laptop too.
Is that grass? Wait, is that grass you grew in a year? I love that.
He did grow grass. He did grow some grass.
He grew some grass.
I also like the strip. What does he do? Walk back and forth on the strip?
Is that a putting? What the hell is that strip? Is that a putting
No, it
strip?
goes back to his It's the Is that the
That's not a Mevo.
That's the R10, isn't it? It's the R10, isn't it? The
Oh, that's the
Garmin
back there.
Yeah, he's got a little. So he can tiptoe back there and adjust it, I guess, and not have to walk through the little mud strip.
The best part is this guy is probably like a +2 handicap, right?
Oh,
he's
totally.
He's on SGT, smoking his drives out there, like
Absolutely. And it looks like a perfect place for guys to come over on Saturday night and just get like lit up and just hit some golf balls.
Oh, I want to know how many times they put a club through that fence. They came over, they got drunk, they got mad, he just started putting a club through the fence.
Well, that'll be next year. When he posts pictures from the next year, it'll be like, hey, this is what I did another year. Now there'll be holes in the fence.
That was good. I don't know what was in the water this week, but there was a lot of really good posts like this.
Yeah, it was good. I love it. Okay, so we get to the fun part of the show, which is our must play. And So who's first? What do you want to do here?
I'm gonna make a prediction.
Okay.
I'm gonna predict we're gonna split this week.
Ooh.
I
bet we are, because based on what you said earlier,
Mm-hmm.
I think we might, because I think I know what you're gonna pick and what I'm gonna
I think I know what you're gonna pick.
Should we?
So I'm gonna pick for you. You pick for me.
Okay. Let's do that.
Okay.
And should we write? Do you have a piece of paper you could write down and hold it up at the same time?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm sure I can find a piece of paper here somewhere.
So I'm writing down what you're picking, right?
And I'm writing down what you're picking.
Okay. All right, I'm writing it down. This feels like it feels like the Newlywed Game.
It does. Let me think. Are you wearing thigh highs and
What's his biggest pet peeve, right?
I have an old envelope I'm using.
Oh, that's fine.
Here's paper.
I'm using the back of something I take to a customer on Monday, so that's not good. Anyway.
I got paper. Okay, and I just wrote it with a Sharpie. I'm all set.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Hopefully you can see mine. I didn't write. I think I'll hold mine in front of the camera. So, all right. So we'll do 3, 2, 1 show. All right. 3.
And so I'm picking yours. So people
Yes.
are looking. I'm holding up Masta's pick, and Masta's holding up my pick.
Yep. 3,
Ready?
2, 1, go. Oh, yours?
You can't see.
No, I can.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna pick. Overlook.
you're gonna pick Overlook.
Yeah,
And
and
what
you're
did you pick for me?
Granite, Tech Bud.
Oh, dude, you're so fired as being controlman on this. You don't have our cameras up.
Oh my God. Oh, jeez.
There's no
It's as
camera up
pathetic as
there.
that. You're supposed
There
to
you
tell me
go.
when I do stupid mistakes. Jeez.
There we go. All
Mine's
right.
how does
Overlook.
yours correct and mine's backwards? Anyway, I did
Uh,
Granite Tech. I should have wrote mine backwards. That was
yeah, there you go.
anticlimactic.
Overlook. Yes, I'm going with my pick is Granite. I figured your pick was Overlook.
Yep.
I'm going with Granite because not only did Tech do a fantastic job on the overall build and the view and the visuals and everything, it was a super fun course to play. Having multiple chances of putting a ball on the green on a par 4, or at least getting pretty darn close, was a ton of fun. So I loved it.
Yeah. All right, you sold me. I'm switching mine. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think Pac-Man did and Overlook
Yeah.
is amazing. Good looking course. And I did play it with
Yep.
my daughter's boyfriend. We had a lot of fun. So yeah, easy. My
If he had a spinning propeller on the plane, I would have chosen Overlook.
So we reward 2 badges this week for the MPAL, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And add them to the website. Remember, the definitive place to go to find out the must-play courses on GSPro.
It's the fucking Oscars of
It is the Oscars.
course building. Yeah.
Al Pacino said so.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
So the list grows every week. 2 more added. Congratulations, TechBug. Congratulations, Pac-Man. Well deserved. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you, all designers, for your contributions. And that's it. Right. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.